Today we have an important topic to discuss that could potentially save you from unnecessary financial burdens. We'll be delving into the complete guide for disputing a debt in the UK in 2023. So if you've ever found yourself questioning the validity of a debt or wondering if you should challenge it, you've come to the right place. Let's get started. Have you ever been in a situation where you strongly believe that you don't owe what your creditor is demanding from you? Well, disputing a debt is your opportunity to challenge that claim. It's a disagreement between a debtor and a creditor regarding the existence or amount of the debt. In this comprehensive guide, we'll explore the eligibility criteria, the right circumstances to dispute a debt, and whether disputing your debt is the right choice for you. Before you jump into disputing a debt, there are a few important factors you need to consider. Firstly, you must determine if you've previously accepted liability for the debt. If you have agreed to pay it back in the past or have chosen a debt solution that covers the debt, disputing it may not be an option for you. Secondly, if you believe the amount being charged by the creditor is incorrect or higher than what was agreed upon, carefully review all the paperwork relating to the debt. There might be evidence that the actual amount owed is less than what you've been asked to pay, giving you a valid reason to dispute the debt. Lastly, don't be quick to assume that you owe a debt just because a debt collector contacts you asking for payment. Take the time to investigate if your original creditor sold your debt to a collection agency, transferring the responsibility of payment. It's crucial to understand your obligations before disputing a debt. Now that you're aware of the circumstances that may allow you to dispute a debt, let's explore the 7 criteria that determine your eligibility to challenge it. Firstly, if you were underage when you signed a credit agreement, the agreement itself may not be valid under the law. If you can provide evidence that you were not yet 18 when you signed, disputing your debt becomes an option. Secondly, if you never signed a credit agreement at all, that serves as a strong criteria for disputing a debt. Without a valid agreement, there's no legal basis for the debt to be enforced. Thirdly, if you were pressured or coerced into signing the agreement, it raises questions about the fairness of the arrangement. Any external factors that made the agreement unfair can be used as reasons to dispute a debt. Fourthly, if you didn't fully understand the agreement when you signed it, you may also have grounds for disputing the debt. Companies have a responsibility to provide clear and transparent information, and if they intentionally used misleading or complex language, challenging the debt becomes a viable option. Fifth, if your name is not listed on the agreement itself, you may not be legally responsible for the debt. If a debt collector pursues you for repayment instead of the person legally responsible, disputing the debt is an appropriate course of action. Sixth, if the creditor demands an amount that doesn't match the agreed upon conditions, you have the right to challenge the debt. Remember, you should only have to pay what was originally agreed upon. And lastly, if the credit arrangement contains incomplete or incorrect information, you may be eligible to dispute the debt. Creditors have a legal obligation to ensure the accuracy and completeness of the agreement. Now that we've covered the eligibility criteria, let's discuss what you should look for in a credit agreement before signing it. By understanding the key elements, you can protect yourself and make informed decisions. Make sure the agreement clearly outlines how interest will be applied to any outstanding balance, the annual interest rate, the loan period, the terms of repayment, any associated fees, and the consequences of late repayments. Being aware of these details empowers you to assess the agreement's fairness and make an informed choice. In some cases, creditors sell debts to debt collection agencies, but what if you find yourself in this situation? Can you still dispute the debts? The answer is yes. Regardless of whether your creditor sold your debt or not, your rights remain the same. If you don't recognise the debt or believe the amount is incorrect, you can still choose to dispute it. Now that you know you can dispute a debt that's been sold, let's explore how to effectively challenge it. While disputing the selling of your debt might be challenging, you can dispute its validity or the amount involved. One effective approach is writing a debt dispute letter to a collection agency. This letter requests that they provide evidence of your liability for the debt and prove the amount that they claim you owe. If they cannot provide sufficient evidence, you can request written confirmation that the matter is closed. It's crucial to include the reference number associated with your case and attach any relevant letters you received from the collection agency. If the agency fails to respond within a few weeks, you have the option to escalate the matter by writing a complaint letter. If you find yourself uncertain about disputing a debt, seek legal advice from independent charities such as Step Change or PayPlan. They can provide valuable guidance and support to help you make informed decisions regarding your financial situation. If you're struggling with debt, but you know it is yours, then there are a number of debt solution options available here in the UK. Some are free to use and others include fees, and each will have their own pros and cons. If you want to learn more about the solutions available, then we've created a really great form that you might be interested in checking out. Click the link in the description below to get started and answer a few multiple choice questions like the total amount of your debt, how many people you owe, and your living situation, and we'll connect you with one of our trusted partners so that you can find out more and take steps towards improving your financial situation.